Hey everyone, we have a link to the best randomizer league starting up today with a good one, a great one. We've got Missing Playoffs, aka Spherefinity, formerly known as Spherefinity, against JKLOL. And JKLOL is an open team from last season who earned their way into the Invitational by finishing in the top 4, maybe the top 2, I can't remember. Either way, they earned their way here, and it's awesome. I'm Fear Agent, and joining me today is my great friend, Megawatt. Megawatt, how you doing, dude?
Hello, Fear. I'm doing great today. How about you? I'm
excited
for the start of another wonderful season.
Yes, I'm super excited for the season. I mean, co-op is like my favorite. I just love co-op, and I'm all about co-op. So co-op. Let's do some co-op, and we've got 2 great teams. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Missing Playoffs first?
So Missing Playoffs is a long-standing team in the Link to the Past Randomizer League, going all the way back to Season 1, where, of course, they originated as Spherefinity, and now in Season 5, finally changing their names to Missing Playoffs. Team consists of GFE, P-Train, and Sabo Thunder, who's probably sitting in the bleachers right now, cheering his boys on. But
do you know why they changed it to Missing Playoffs?
Because they keep missing the playoffs. If I had to guess,
4 seasons of missing the playoffs.
The tale of Spherefinity is a truly tragic one for all involved.
It makes no sense. Like, you tell me that team, you say P-Train, GFE, and Sabotender. I'm telling you, they've made the playoffs at least 3 of the 4 seasons, but no, they haven't made them at all. So here they are as now missing playoffs. Hopefully they can correct it this year. And then on the right, we've got JKLOL. What can you tell us about them?
JKLOL, I can't speak as much about them. I don't know them that well, or at least as well personally, but they're definitely a very, very skilled team of runners from a more recent generation, if you could call it that, of rando players, but definitely no less skilled in their own right because of it. So I think this is going to be a really a very closely contested match, because I think both sides are pretty close in terms of skill gap.
100% agree. Fast and Fierce, we got the flippers coming out of Link's house, so that's nice. Good information. So the teams are in a voice chat, sharing information as they go. We see a little bit of divergence as GFE is kind of trying to figure out, does he want to go east or west? And we see a crystal at Eastern. I think it was a pendant at Hera, and I'm not sure what desert was. Shout outs to our tracker today, Lady Laura Linda, who's on her own. So if you see anything missing, just let us know and we'll get it fixed. And she's an awesome tracker, and we'll take care of it today.
But as far as getting our starting route going, seems like Missing Playoffs.
It's gonna happen.
It's already started. It's already started. Seems like Missing Playoffs is going for potentially a double route to Kakariko, one from the north, one from the south. Meanwhile, JKLOL, Jesse, already making use of his flippers at a Link's house.
I kind of like
straight for the throat.
I like
some of the Sphere 2 checks here.
It's just armor on that.
It looks like an upgrade, male upgrade.
So what do you think about P-Train and GFE going both to Kakariko at the same time?
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not the biggest fan of the doubling up on Kakariko route.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm surprised we haven't seen a single uncle check from any of our runners.
Yeah, that's what's kind of getting me. I think GFE might have been thinking about it, because I definitely saw him hesitate a little bit right at the very start. Maybe just because he picked up the flippers right away. But
yeah, there's a lamp there and a cane of Burna in the waterfall. This is an interesting route to rush Zora with 0 rupees in hand.
The thing is, though, it's actually potentially going to pay out at least a little bit, as far as Leoria having some incentive to come back here for the lamp and the can of Burna. So ideally, she's able to just push it off until she has 500 rupees. But this could potentially be a nice way to unorphan Zora.
Yeah. And so Missing Playoffs is kind of an awkward situation, as GFE doesn't have money to buy bombs, and P-Train does, but he goes into blind set and then back out. This is honestly a little awkward.
Yeah, it seems like we're shuffling around a bit, trading spots here on the
it does get bailed
side.
Out with the bombs there in the well. Half magic's nice. So nothing from the uncle. See if the Uncle Chess has something. Nope.
This is exactly the kind of thing that I just dislike about this this route from missing playoffs, where it's so hard to coordinate a lot of the time with like regards to like who is able to do what, who has bombs, who has money or resources. And you get situations like this where like maybe you come from the north and you have money like P-Train did, and now you have to go all the way down to the bomb shop to pick up bombs. And there's just a lot of loose variables. And it's hard to it's difficult to like keep track of them all and figure out the best way to approach it.
Yeah, and now here they are both in blindside at the same time.
And CAC turning up mostly empty as well to boot.
Yeah. Lyra getting some money though, so maybe she can get enough for Zora. So CAC was set. CAC just empty? The cape?
Got the cape, but that's about it.
I mean, you're not rushing. You're not rushing that though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like Jesse's farming up bombs. I feel like he doesn't even have to come this way. He's having really bad luck on those 50-50s there.
Okay, GFE making the play over to Eastern. With as little as they have, I would not blame him just going straight on into
dip in.
Yeah, Crystal Eastern Palace. I'm assuming it is a crystal, right? We did a map check.
Yeah, Eastern is a crystal. Hera is a pendant, and I missed desert, so.
And then P-Train, meanwhile, I believe being the first one with the actual bombs to come and check Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah.
So probably gonna see something here because we really don't have a lot left at this point.
And so desert is a 5/6 crystal. So there it is.
Okay, there we go. This Moldorm giving P-Train a little bit of trouble.
I'm surprised Jesse's making his way all the way up here. I guess he's in this vicinity so he can get some cash in case Zora has something.
Seems like that might be what's on his mind, as well as the cape. Having the lamp already and not having any of the other Dark World items kind of makes it look like the seed's going to be going a certain way in about 5 to 10 minutes. So you probably want to have that cape just in case.
It was mini. I didn't even see it. Was Mini Moldorm Cave empty, or what did it have in
Mini
there?
Moldorm Cave had the ice rod, I believe, but
so it's like
little
just
else.
like nothing, basically.
This is such an empty seed.
Yeah. So they're gonna check all the stuff and then get funneled into Aga or something.
I'm almost like, it almost has to just be like a sword in Eastern Palace and then a sword in Agina's Cave and then go kill Aga.
Oh, there's our sword.
Pyramid. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I wonder where this seed's headed.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if we find a hook shot. Because with those flippers and the hook shot, that would give you access to a bunch of stuff on the west side. Once again, we find the pearl, that is.
Right, yeah. Now, we did already find that the lamp was locked behind the flippers, which could just be enough to explain why those were there. But like you said, they could be pulling double duty. And if we find a hook shot, that's our West Darkwood access. Also, I missed what was on Desert Ledge on
Yeah, I didn't see that either. Oh, just a heart. Is chat saying? A heart piece. Nothing in Agina. Nothing in the map chest of Hyrule Castle.
And no small key either. So the stuff that Jesse's doing right now is going to be out of logic for the time being.
Right. Well,
or has he checked Dark Cross yet?
They haven't checked Dark Cross yet. I don't.
Okay,
I don't. Yeah, I would doubt you would do that first, right?
Right. Yeah. Eastern also looking like it might be turning up completely empty here, though. Oh,
the glove. That is in logic.
Spoke slightly too soon there, but that is an important item. That's going to give us the back of escape fully in logic, which gives us the front of escape guaranteed to be in logic as well as the first couple of checks on the mountain. Jesse having a little bit of a tough time trying to maneuver around the green guard to keep a handy death warp. And nothing in the back.
What is this seed, Megawatt? What is it?
We've got to see somebody heading to the mountain soon, right?
Oh, yeah, now that we have the glove. JKLOL still doesn't have the glove, though, so...
Yeah, it looks like they might be a little ways behind it, because it seems like Eastern is going to be the last thing they're doing.
Yeah. I don't think you can do... Maybe send one person to Aga, since it's not, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Have the other person do Eastern.
The problem is in if the other sword... Or, well, no, they have the cape, so they don't need another sword.
Yeah.
They've got all they need.
And just an FYI for everyone, we are having some tracker issues. Not with our tracker, Lady Laurelinda, who's awesome, but the software stuff is not working. We got to wait for it to kind of refresh and do its thing. So we will do our best to get it up and running when we can, but not much we can do right now.
It looks like we are seeing GFE cover the ground, getting his sword and his ice rod that P-Train got a little while back.
Yeah, and they don't have the lamp information yet either. GFE's really close to Zora money here.
Yeah, I believe there is at least a couple of reds in Mini Mortem Cave.
Okay.
So that's probably what he has planned.
Yeah, okay. Pull out Bombos. All right, dude.
Wouldn't be surprised if P-Train's headed to Eastern now.
Yeah, to get that glove.
Oh, GFE not checking any of the other chests in here for money.
That's a little surprising.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was actually any money in here, but I figure it would at least be a decent idea to check.
Sure. There's that 100 just taunting them right there on the island that they can't get. So it looks like JKLOL will be getting that glove information as Leoria heads over to Eastern. And is this... Where's Jesse going? Is he doesn't have a... Does he have a sword yet? He might have. He must have a sword. Yeah.
He was just at Dam a moment ago.
So he's rushing Aga. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Splitting up those checks. One goes Aga. And you're not going to be punished. You have to do Aga anyways. There's no better time than right now, I suppose.
Okay, and GFE is actually going to be getting his Zora money. I forgot that he has the glove, so he's able to lift the rock over here next to Ice Rock.
Oh, right. That's smart.
Farm the Ruby Cave a bit.
Didn't expect that kind of play from GFE, but here we are.
Man, the shots fired.
I'll take them when I can. All right, P-Train with his Cane of Berna and his lamp, and was scouting out the ledge to see just the shield, I believe, was there. But GFE has 500 rubies on the dot. So again, kind of awkward for missing playoffs. The way they're running it, they're getting information, but they're just crossing over so much. So P-Train, I think, gonna go get his glove now.
I understand it. Like that. I mean, you're gonna need that glove at some point.
Yeah, it's not like there's a bow that's gonna make this quicker, right? Like,
I mean, there could be the only way you could really theoretically make this better than what P-Train's doing right now is just by going straight to Aga, and maybe there's a mirror or a bow on the pyramid ledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's
kind of a shot in the dark.
Yeah. It's not a bad play, but it's like you said, a shot in the dark. There's no real guarantee that would happen. So.
And by going and doing this first, you can at least guarantee an option to go check Catfish.
So Zora have anything for us today? Oh, there's the other sword.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
That's actually a really interesting find for them though, because Zora's in a pretty bad spot for JKLOL right now. Because I'm pretty sure Leoria is probably going to go pick up her Cana Burna and Lamp right after this Eastern play. Or soon after. She's also going to have some glove checks to do. But she's a little low on money for Zora right now, which might mean that they both end up orphaning that sword.
It's not the worst. Like, depending, I guess, where the other two swords are,
it's not like, it's not something they couldn't potentially come back from. But it is going to be a factor to continue to consider moving forward.
For sure. The problem is, when does P-Train want to go back to Zora to get that sword, you know?
Exactly.
It's rough. So there's the glove for Leoria. And the save and quit.
Oh, she started heading towards the back room there for the money, but I guess decided it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Looks like she's going to be heading up to the mountain following GFE. Jesse going to give us our look at Aga. See how many blue balls we have.
Oh, the boots.
Oh,
behind that glove.
Oh, my.
I'm sure P-Train's probably feeling pretty happy with his decision to do Eastern over Aga right now.
Yeah. Oh, man. This seed is awful, dude. This seed is awful, and we're just starting. I mean, early boots is nice, but the route to do all of this stuff is just not cool. So we're going to get Pearl at Bonk Rocks then?
It's potentially like, where can Pearl P? It's
Pearl
like either
soon.
there or Pyramid Ledge. Because like, what else do we have?
We don't have any other access. Bonk Rocks. I mean, we're going to get the answer very quickly because
we saw Lumberjack, right? That was
it's not Lumberjack. Yeah. Here's Bonk Rocks and here's the Pyramid. There's the hook shot. I told you. I told you the hook shot's coming.
Back to the mountain we go.
And the other sword is on the pyramid.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And it looks like Leoria is doing a little hula hand, so she's going to have her money for...
So they are going to get that sword then.
Yeah. So do we get Dark World access or just the Pearl? Do we get the hammer and mitts, or mitts in the Pearl, or just the Pearl up here?
I kind of want to say we're going to get mitts. I don't know. This item loadout just feels like mitts. I can't really explain it better than that. I know it makes no sense, but...
So you think the Pearl and the mitts, because the Pearl's got to come sooner rather than later. It's cut.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the book.
There's the book.
Jeez.
This is a good Light World sequence.
Oh, could you imagine if you're doing this solo?
Oh gosh. Yeah, if this turns out to be an Aga Siege, it'll be really weird because it'll simultaneously be better and worse for being a co-op siege because of that.
Yeah, there's the shovel. Add one more to the list.
Yeah, like how many spheres deep are we at this point?
Samaria.
Flippers to lamp to glove to boots to hookshot to whatever's in Paradox Cave right now. We're like 6 spheres deep and we don't even have Dark World access.
That's so funny. Looks like P-Train is going to be going for that sword as well.
Or not?
Did he miss the hula hand?
Looks like it.
Oh, take 2.
Understandable that he want to go for this though, considering they don't have any knowledge of the pyramid ledge sword.
Right. So shovel to desert or desert to shovel?
Oh man.
Well,
I think there's just going to be a bow and desert, I'm going to be honest.
gosh, how can we make this worse?
Put a bow and desert, and then the Pearl and Armos, and then we get to go through Aga anyway to pod.
Yeah. I really do hope that this actually is an Aga seed. I think that would be hilarious.
This is already disgusting.
I mean, we still don't have the Pearl.
Yeah. Like nearly 20 minutes into a co-op seed and no Pearl.
Yeah,
this
that's
is pretty
crazy.
Leoria getting the boots for Team JKLOL, and I imagine Jesse's going to be very shortly behind.
Yeah.
It is kind of nasty for them, though, because it seems like the routing has worked out a little bit better for missing playoffs in that.
Yeah, but, I mean, JKLOL has Aga done for Jesse's side and knowledge of that other sword, so I think I still think it's close. So small key. I don't think we saw the torch yet.
I'm assuming P-Train got his book as well.
Yeah, I would guess so. If he didn't, that's a pretty big mistake.
I'm a little surprised GFE did not opt to check the dig spot on his way to desert as well.
Yeah, it looks like P-Train's going to clean that up for him. And probably get the Moon Pearl here.
It's got to be somewhere, right? If
it has to be somewhere.
If we keep saying it'll be here, we'll eventually be right.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, we've been last location. There's the Pearl.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Dark World now, right?
Yeah.
Go kill Aga for missing playoffs, and if we're Jesse, we just go straight there. But where do you go? Do you, like, being as far ahead, at least for right now, of Leoria as you are, where do you go if you're Jesse? Do you go pod, or do you go...
I think you go west.
Yeah, without a bow, I think I agree. The question is, how much time do they have in between them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much of a lead will Jesse have into the Dark World over Leoria?
Right.
Because that also could factor into whether or not Leoria just follows him or tries to go to pod as well.
Mm-hmm. Man, this seed is awful. Just the fact that you got to get the book. I mean, the sequence of events to get to the Moon Pearl, to do Aga. I guess, did we see both items in Desert? I guess
we are going to, yeah.
Technically, I guess we could still get the hammer here or the mitts.
I think it's fairly unlikely, though. We've got so much open to us in the Dark World now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although it would honestly be pretty funny if like the mitts or the hammer just was here. Like all that teasing about an Aga seed, and it's just like, no, here's Desert Palace with 2 Dark World items. Have fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like missing playoffs is ahead because both of them are in Desert right now, but Jesse has done
It's a little deceptive.
It is. Using that ice rod. I hate ice rod landmos. I suck at ice rod landmos.
It's just the difference in the projectile speed, honestly. Like if you're used to the fire rod shots, like I think most people are, then yeah, it seems a lot tougher.
All right, so they must have gotten the second item out of the big chest, or yeah, they must have.
So probably going to be our double Aga play from missing playoffs here.
Yeah, so P-Train is just behind the Desert clear, but he can get that later when he does Mire, and there's no reason really to do it now, I guess.
Yep. There's, aside from the Pearl, like, you don't need anything else out of Desert. You can just come back later. And I think it's smart to do so. I think this is the right thing to do, knowing that there's nothing on Landmo. Come back with better gear and make it faster.
So, let me think. Jesse's actually going to be our first one to do some Dark World exploration here. Because he's pretty close to the Pearl.
It's not going to be by that much, though. I had to guess, like P-Train's going to be maybe like a minute or two behind going in the Dark World compared to Jesse.
But now Jesse is behind a sword.
That's true.
Did get the sword from the ledge, but everyone's going to be getting that one.
Yeah, I'd give missing playoffs a very slight edge at this point in the race, but it's still early on enough. It could be anybody's game.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk to these teams about this seed already. Just because this opening sequence is awful. I don't know if it's worse because it's a co-op or if it wasn't. Like it's just bad either way, I think, right? Like
I think the bad thing about it is just the same bad thing that comes post every co-op AGA seed where your options just suck.
Yes.
Like the pre-AGA point, I think actually is a little bit better in the co-op seed in this case, just because it's not one person trial and error. You at least know where to go in some regards as to what your teammate has done. Although it can still be nasty, like the seed has been.
So how do you see these two teams splitting up the Dark World? Do you see them both heading west? Do you see one person on each team going to pod? How would you split it up?
I definitely think Jesse's going to go west. He's up the entire AGA over Leoria. I don't know if they're both going to go kill Lanmo right now. They very well might, seeing as they have half magic and an ice rod. But I think the time difference between them is the biggest factor. I think if there's a big time difference, like there's going to be between Jesse and Leoria, then Jesse takes that difference and goes to West Dark World and uses it to maybe look for like a bow or something for Leoria. And if he finds that, or like the hammer somewhere, then maybe that can factor into your decision if you're Leoria, whether or not you want to go to pod over West Dark World. P-Train and GFE, they're so close together, I think they should probably just go to the West Dark World at the same time.
Okay. Here's something that we didn't take into account. Desert is a 5-6. And we don't know what the other 5-6 is yet.
That is very true.
But are you more incentivized to just finish it off while you're here to get that, just in case? Let's say Thieves Town is your 5-6. Oh no, see, it's Turtle Rock. The Turtle Rock is our other 5-6. Green Pendant, Ice, Independent, and Skullwoods. So I guess it's not as bad now.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be as bad for P-Train that he decided not to finish off Desert, because TR being the other 5-6 means that it's probably a long way off. So he at least won't have to worry about the potential consequences of that for a while. Now, that being said, Jesse did end up taking the same risk that P-Train did, leaving behind Lanmo potentially later at the cost of not having a red crystal in his pocket. So whatever one team suffers, both will. Although I don't think either one will. So let's see what these two have in mind. Okay, P-Train looking to be going to pod. And I imagine GFE will probably not be following him in pod.
That would be.
If he does, I would have some words
Yeah.
for that play, and they would not be nice words. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get West Dark World from GFE.
I think with P-Train being able to mimic clip, I think kind of plays a part in that. There's less worry about being bow locked immediately.
Yeah, and with no bottle as well. Like GFE is just if he can't mimic clip, then he just has no option.
Yeah.
In pod. So definitely leave that to P-Train in this case.
So Jesse gonna take a dip into Skullwoods. You like this play coming from AGA?
Yeah, I think if you're coming from AGA, you just be thorough. It's such a long way to get back around here.
Yeah.
You do not want to have to spend that time again. You just full clear.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially in co-op, because you suffer twice as much for any mistakes you make, like skipping an item.
Yep. All right, so we're not immediately bow locked out of pod. There's the flute.
Oh boy.
Does nothing for us now. Oh, we see the hover from P-Train. Almost gets it. So it looks like we had a vanilla big key in Skull Woods. And there's our hammer. All right.
Yeah, this is why we don't skip Skull Woods.
Yeah,
folks.
now we're gaming.
See how bad of an idea that would be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, GFE could still do it, though. I would not put it past him, knowing GFE.
It's just, you have to be so thorough, because getting back to Skull Woods is so bad.
It is. It's like it's probably the worst case scenario. Like you skip Skull Woods and it has progression. And that progression is specifically the hammer as well.
I think P-Train died attempting the hover. Is that what happened? Or did he
I think he got it. He got it and then checked right side and then death worked.
Okay.
So now with that hammer, though, this is what I was talking about earlier with the whole time differential between Jessie and Leoria playing into her decision. Because I can almost assure you she is 100% going West Darkhold now after Jessie.
Right.
You want that hammer. You do not want to go in the pod without it.
Mm-hmm. So do you think JKLOL has the advantage there? Oh, there's the bow.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually kind of bad, I think, for I don't know.
I wouldn't say bad necessarily. More just unfortunate because they didn't know where the hammer was just yet.
Right.
Imagine if he also finds the mirror here, though. Wouldn't that be convenient?
All right, so Leoria finishing up Aga. Jessie gonna full clear these down here. There's no reason not to. And we got the bow and
the flute in pod. So
yeah.
definitely a lot more than I would have expected from a bowless pod dip.
Yeah, actually, I guess it all depends on where the other bow is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because having that information is pretty big for GFE and P-Train.
P-Train going straight to activate his flute. I don't blame him. I feel like this could play out a little better if, say, the mirror's in Village of Outcast, and GFE tells you that on your way to get the hammer. But this isn't too bad either.
Oh, P-Train picked up powder from the hover. Okay. So now, after all the splitting up, we're kind of in a very linear mode now, right?
Yeah.
We have access to Hera, which kind of stinks. You don't want to go back up the mountain just for Hera.
We actually don't really have that much. Like, it's Hera, and then it's South Dark World. So it's not even really much of a decision. If you're GFE and Jessie right now, you just continue your route, finish in Hype Cave, and then if you haven't found anything else by that point, well then curse your luck, you're going back to Hera.
Yeah.
I think a mirror showing up, though, would make a nice transition into the swamp play for GFE and Jessie.
Mitts should be showing up sooner rather than later, I would think.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either going to be those or the mirror that shows up next.
Right.
Although we've also got Pod and Eastern on the table as well. With that
right. But I don't know if I mean we haven't been counting items. We might have gotten everything out of there. I'm not sure. It's gonna be Hera. Progression is gonna be stupid Hera.
Yeah, I mean with the way the seed's gone. Looks like Deepstown not really coming up with much for GFE and Jesse here. P-Train getting his hammer. Laria got hers, right?
Yeah, she got hers, and there's no reason to do Thievestown right now. I mean, she could, but I mean, probably got to come back anyways this direction. So I understand her just continuing on.
Yeah, the good thing about this is that you have a really good excuse to take care of Smith Chain later.
Right.
If you end up finding the glove or the mitts in the mirror relatively soon, which you probably will. No, like in all honesty.
So yeah, we gotta find something soon. Because the flute doesn't open up anything for us at this point, and like I said, the hammer really only opens up Helma, Armos Knights, and
Spike Cave.
Thank you. Spike Cave, yeah.
I mean, that one at least combos well with Hera. Slightly less of a reason to hate your life for having to go do that, but...
All right, Hype Cave's gonna be hype, right? Here we go.
We've got to see something here.
The Gangster gives us Ether. I guess that's something. I wouldn't call it hype, but it's something. The single arrow. Our first bottle.
Oh boy,
there's the mitts. Yep.
So probably going to see a split between Meyer and DDM for them right now, especially considering they're getting it like the exact same time.
They don't have the flute.
Oh, that's right. They're still missing that flute. So yeah, one of them's definitely going to DDM. I don't know where the other one's going. Maybe just the same place. I honestly don't think it's a bad play to just both go to the mountain here.
Yeah.
One can like go straight to Hera, and the other one takes care of DDM. I think that's a decent option for them.
Where's Jesse going? Is he going to get his... No, where's he going? Where did he get that sword?
From the tablet, I think, right?
So...
Or am I getting seeds mixed up in my head?
Yeah, so I don't know. We haven't seen any tablets, right? Like, the first sword was flooded. The second sword was Zora. The third sword was...
Oh, he's getting his ice rod. Okay.
Okay. So there was a sword in Thievestown. Okay. So the Zora sword is dead for both him and P-Train. Oh, he's going ice.
Ice Palace. Play.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
So there's that tablet check from Leoria, just a heart piece. What do you think? Do you like the splitting up of Thievestown, or do you like both, since you're there, just doing it as P-Train has done with GFE?
I think if you're P-Train, it makes a little bit more sense to clear Thievestown now, just because like you've already activated your flute.
Sure.
Like you've got more options. Like once you find the mitts. But like I said, there's still, of course, like there's positives for both of them, honestly. Like, the other way, you at least get a nice way to route in Smith Chain.
Right.
Which could cause some problems for missing playoffs if there ends up being something important there. Especially the mirror.
All right, so Leoria doing, I guess, the big keys down here. I'm not sure if she got an item or not in the first check. There's the mirror in Ice Palace. That's pretty big. So now things are opening up.
GFE is making his way over to Pod for and given the flute and bow, I can't blame him here. I think this
right.
Is
he can clear it, right?
Yeah. I mean, ice is open right now, and it's pretty nice looking with the Cane of Samaria. Like, it's basically as quick as it gets. But I understand going for this as well. There's no guarantee you're going to get anything nice out of ice. And getting there with the flute is going to be a little bit faster than getting there just from Link's house.
Sure. I'm really curious about this other bow. Because you never want to go pod, right? Like they're going to put off pod until they have a bow, right? At least hopefully that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. It's such a nasty option in like non-key sanity to have to even consider bowless pod.
Yep.
Just because all it takes is one map in the shooter room, and you're just like, oh well, that was a waste of time.
Right.
And it's not like it's easy to get to the front of pod either. It's like a decently hefty investment of like 30 or so seconds.
I'm not sure. Did GFE skip? Yeah, he skipped shooter room. So he got all the way to the left side and skipped shooter room. Or the right side. He went to the right side. That was something there.
Might have been trying to get some information out of P-Train and was just giving him a moment to think about where the keys were placed.
So Meyer for P-Train. You like this over Ice Palace?
I still would do Ice Palace first. Yeah. Just because you got your cane, you got Tempered Sword, you got Bombos. Like, what else are you waiting for Ice Palace? Mirror? I guess Mirror would mean you don't have to save and quit, but it's such a measly time save.
Yeah.
That said, I don't dislike the Meyer play.
Sure.
I think Meyer's still a solid play. But the only caveat being Katsi chest.
Right.
Because you're not far from Go mode at this point. What are you missing? You're missing Fire Rod.
Fire Rod.
They have the Ether. They might be missing Quake as far as they know.
So is it Mirror? Fire Rod? Oh, yeah. For us though, it's just Fire Rod Go, right?
For knowledge, yes. We know where everything else is at this point. And we know that neither of the dungeons require Quake to enter. So we might see the Fire Rod show up here.
Oh, did we see Turtle Rock?
Yeah, it's Ether.
Oh, okay.
Leora just opened it. And I believe we're also getting our first check of DDM from her as well. I don't think anybody else has been up here.
No, she just finished off Hera. So Hookshot Cave. JKLOL has Swamp now, which maybe go modable. We'll see. Need some heart containers. Come to Hookshot Cave, I guess. And there's the Fire Rod.
Fire Rod. That's in a nice and easy spot.
Yeah.
I think missing playoffs is definitely in a better spot here because of that bow.
Right, the bow is
going to be so bad for JKLOL to try to stumble across. But the Fire Rod is like right in their path. The Mirror is right in their path.
So missing playoffs just needs to go to ice to get the Mirror. And DDM, Hookshot Cave specifically, for the Fire Rod. JKOL just needs to make it to pod. And they're in go mode.
The only thing is that, they have literally every other item in the game here to help distract them from that. Well, except for the flute. The flute is also pod, but they're going to be still plenty distracted, I think.
So they're going to be able to go mode. They're going to be able to go mode Meyer, but GFE and P-Train are probably going to be able to go mode Swamp. No, I guess it depends on how they split it up, right? Does one go up to the mountain?
I think if anyone goes up to the mountain, it's GFE, right? He's got multiple medallions, so he's more likely to be able to get in.
Yeah.
Although, no, wait, wasn't Ether in Hype Cave? I'm pretty sure Peachrain would have that too.
Yeah, that might just be our tracker is still having some software issues. It's a little slow today.
But leaving Thieves Town behind for Leoria is actually going to turn out to bite them a little bit, as that's just going to, like leaving Smith Chain in such an easy place to do it is going to actually make it a lot harder for them to be less distracted and go to pod. If I could string that sentence together any less awkwardly. I swear I lost my train of thought like 5 separate times when I was trying to say that.
Oh man,
so it's hard.
Man, I really want to know where that second bow is.
That second bow is gonna make or break. Oh, he is a fairy though, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay. That was still rough. I'm not sure why he just didn't put the cape on. He's got half magic.
And the potential good thing about these distractions for JKLOL though is that it is the bow. There's 2 of them technically. If it's not in GT, then they very well might stumble across the other one.
That's true.
Not have to worry.
The problem is, like, let's say they find it on Laser Bridge. That means Jesse's got to go up. I guess he's got to go up there to get the fire rod anyways.
Yeah, this could still shake out well for them, as long as the other bow is not in GT. Because I think I'd give them a slight edge if they can find the other bow.
Yes, I agree with that.
But otherwise, missing playoffs is looking like a very strong contender in this race.
I think this is awkward though. Leoria doesn't have the mirror, so she can't do Mimic Cave. Maybe that's in the end just going to be a time save. I mean, literally the only thing that could be there that would hurt them is the other bow.
Yeah, that would be so bad.
But I mean, the odds are very, very low for that. Jesse doing Left Side Swamp makes sense. They've got both items they're still looking for.
Yeah. There's still 2 items to go.
With this up to the mountain and then the save and quit. I'm not sure what's going on there.
So it looks like P-Train is going to be the one going up and getting that fire rod. I'm curious if GFE is thinking Ice Palace sooner or later. Because there's no reason to put it off, really. No, he didn't. He didn't have a mirror.
Oh, right. He didn't have the mirror.
So he might just flute back there right away. But
our first sick kid check. Just a heart container. I mean, we know where everything is, right?
Yeah.
We're literally just, is there a bow somewhere available for JKLOL? Laser Bridge would be big, I think.
GFE gonna check the powder that
no.
Train got a while back, and ooh,
she's got the fairy. Okay.
Yeah.
So, missing playoffs, not too far away from go mode. He's gonna get it once he finishes up Hera.
I mean, they still need the mirror, but that's just a matter
of... the mirror. They're both missing 2 items.
Yeah.
We just know where the other 2 are.
The matter of going to a very, very quick Ice Palace, though, which GFE is doing right now. So they are going to be in go mode in short order.
Yep.
And suddenly, it's looking pretty rough for JKLOL.
Yeah, no bow in Swamp or in Turtle Rock is... They needed the other bow to be in one of these 2 spots, I think.
Yeah, Smith could still have a bow, and that might be the best they can hope for. Because I don't think they're gonna go to pod before Leoria at least goes and clears the Smith Chain.
Yeah,
because she's got that sitting right next to a dungeon that she needs to go back to. So that of course makes sense for her. Jesse probably going to be... Well, what's Jesse going to be doing? He doesn't have flute, right? He can't go to Meyer.
No.
He's probably going to...
He might actually go to pod.
He might actually do pod, yeah. Now that I'm looking at it.
All right, so nothing in swamp.
They've been pretty thorough with their overworld.
Turtle Rock. Yeah.
He's probably gonna finish up the overworld checks in the South Dark World. Like, I don't know if he's done Bombo's tablet.
Right.
Although he might do desert here because Pyramid Fairy is also still a thing.
Right. Right. Oh, that'd be bad. All right, so there's the mirror for missing playoffs. And P-Train going to get that information really quick here about the fire rod. Nothing in K45. It looks like Jesse's actually going to be the one to do the Smith chain here.
Well, he does have the mirror, so that makes it a little bit easier for him already.
Yeah.
If they wanted to like wait for Leoria to do it, she would have to go and take care of Ice Palace first. So I guess this makes sense.
Yeah, she's heading to ice now. There's Quake, which we know we don't need. The runners don't. The JKLOL doesn't because they haven't seen Meyer yet, so it makes sense to pick it up.
Yeah, I think missing playoffs is just in way too good of a spot right now.
Yeah.
It's
they're about to hit go mode here in just a second.
It's hard to justify saying that JKLOL stands much of a chance at this point, honestly.
No bow from the Smith. At this point, the other bow is in GT.
Probably. What do we have that isn't checked outside of that? We have the remaining mirror checks.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge, I think, is the one that we haven't seen. I don't think we saw Bombo's tablet.
We haven't seen Checkerboard either, although that's not going to matter because
right.
Flute and Bow are in the same location.
Yep. All right, so there's the Leo knows where the mirror is since Jesse picked that up a little bit earlier. So missing playoffs are just let's go. There was nothing in left side swamp, like 10 arrows or something in the map.
Yeah, and Jesse because he's the only one who has the mirror, getting distracted all by himself with all these mirror checks. And I honestly can't blame him. Like, Pod is just an awful play in their shoes. Like, the best way to have routed in Pod was to do it the way Missing Playoffs did at the start of the Dark World route.
Yeah.
And even then, the time differential between Jesse and Leoria and Aga, I don't blame them for not going to Pod there either. They had enough time to send Jesse over to the West Dark World and find the hammer, which sent Leoria over there as well. Like, this is just bad luck, basically. And that's it. Can't really fault any of the routing.
I mean, Bow and Pod is just awful.
It is. Bow and Pod, and then the other Bow is absolutely nowhere to be found, of course. They need a bow, and they need it right now. There's the mushroom to distract them a little bit more. Well, it's at least in a decent spot. Like, it's more or less right next to the mushroom top.
Okay, so what just happened with P-Train? He took a death.
I completely missed P-Train's
He
screen
was in
there.
Turtle Rock, and I'm not sure. He took a death. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
Well, if he took a death and is no longer in Turtle Rock,
it's probably not intentional, right?
Yeah, that'd be my best guess.
Okay. Chad saying he died to chomps and noped out. Okay, I think that's
okay,
fine.
fair enough. Yeah. You're at the very start of Turtle Rock. Like, who cares? Just come back when you're on the way to GT.
Yeah, go get that mirror.
That's barely any loss.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna hurt him at this point.
Right? Yeah. It's not like a death to Trinex. Ran out of magic. Gotta leave for whatever other reason.
And we're getting a Pyramid Fairy from Leoria.
All these distractions, man.
Yep.
It hurts. It hurts to watch.
The problem is they're not really I mean, they are because we have perfect information, but it's just so unfortunate that there's a stupid bow and stupid pod, man.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, they're not distractions, like you said.
Right.
These are just. I think these are just the best plays you can make in their shoes.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't want that bow to be in pod of all places, and or the flute.
So it looks like Jesse's gonna go get his fire rod. We'll see if he wants to finish off Turtle Rock from here.
Oh, neither of them's done Skullwoods either. Although I believe... Is that just because they've already found both items?
I believe so. I think there's 2 items there. Yeah, not Pyramid Fairy either. All right, so JKLOL now making the play. The problem is it's last location. I don't think they really have anything left. And it's just a little too late.
Yeah. They're probably going to be like maybe a dungeon behind overall at this point. Which is going to be really hard to make up.
Yeah. Jesse will be able to check Mimic, Gabe.
I wonder if he'll be able to do it before they're in go mode, though.
No, yeah, he's probably not. There's Ice Palace for P-Train. And missing playoffs now just in full dungeon clearing mode. They do get his go mode swamp.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're
Yeah, for like all the early game was just like jerking us around everywhere, hiding the pearl behind like 7 or 8 spheres of logic. We are getting to just clear out dungeon after dungeon here in the end game.
Right. Yeah.
It's like complete 180 whiplash from the complete shift in pacing on this seed.
Yeah, it was super slow start, and now we're just cruising. Where was the bow in here?
The bow was in the left side of the dark basement.
Oh, okay.
And I believe the flute was just here on the bridge for Leoria.
All right, this is the benefit of splitting up those checks, right? Like, but instead of both going to West Dark World, right? Like, we laughed at P-Train for doing it a little bit, but that's the benefit, is getting that information.
I will say it was a decently unlikely thing that happened for them. Like, hitting a bow and pod is no common payoff, right?
Yeah.
It's a specifically rewarding thing to find the dungeon you need to complete the dungeon you're in.
Right.
In the dungeon.
Yep. Oh, P-Train without a small key going into the back.
Uh-oh.
So Missing Playoffs doing their best to keep JKLOL in the game.
How sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
All right, so JKLOL is finally in go mode. Jesse not going to be able to check Mimic Cave. Or, well, he could, but why would you?
Get those silvers.
Wouldn't that be a slap to the face? Oh, gosh.
How many swears do you think Leora had when she picked up that bow there?
Too many to be allowed,
right?
Yeah. Too many to be allowed on SpeedGaming commentary.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse, no.
Ooh.
Still got that fairy right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's using their fairy.
Everyone but GFE. He did ditch his fairy earlier to do a death warp.
He did. I mean, co-op's hard though. Like,
sure.
When you split all the checks, you also split all the safeties and the hearts and everything. So
right. It looks like Leoria found all of them.
Yeah. It's definitely a bit of a higher barrier of like execution if you want to like stay safe at all times.
Yep.
So the safeties you do find are a lot more valuable for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so P Train finishing off pod. Let's see. How close is the tracker? He still needs to do Eastern Desert. He hasn't been to Swamp, hasn't done Skull Woods, and he hasn't done Turtle Rock. So that's correct. It looks like our tracker is up to date.
Yeah, so it seems like GFE has the slight lead dungeon-wise.
Yeah. So simultaneous boss kills from JKLOL.
And all things considered, they're not that far behind. Like there may be between both of them a total of, what is that, 2 dungeons behind at this point? After those crystal catches?
Yeah, how did GFE finish all these dungeons off and be so far behind?
I think he was probably like ahead just a little bit by the time they hit go mode.
Yeah. So we got some time. I guess we could do a little bit of a recap. The seed. Let's talk a little bit about the progression megawatt because it was kind of silly.
Yeah. How many spheres did Light World end up being overall?
Let's
see if we can remember.
Right. So the boots, or not the boots, the flippers were in Link's house, and there was a cape in CAC. That was it. Cape.
Yeah. And then we had the lamp behind the flippers in the waterfall cave.
Yeah.
Which led to our glove in the big key chest of Eastern Palace.
Right.
Which led up to the boots on the old man.
Right.
Which gave us our hook shot in Bonk Rocks.
Right.
Which took us over to East Up Mountain where we got the book. Which finally led us to our pearl in Desert Palace.
Right. We had swords in the flooded chest, or not the flooded item, and Zora.
And then another one on the pyramid ledge.
Another one on the pyramid ledge. And then with the hammer in Skull Woods. And the fire rod behind Mitts in Hookshot Cave. The Mitts in Hype Cave. And the bow is the cherry on top in Pod.
Of course.
So yeah, that sequence was awful.
Yeah, how many spheres is the Dark World for comparison? That's like, because like compared to the Light World, the Dark World spheres are like flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
Like you had bow, flutes, hammer, mitts all in like the same sphere.
Right. Yep.
And then what is it? Just the fire rod and the
Fire
one
rod.
after that?
Yep.
Fire rod and mirror, and that's it.
Yeah. The
like
mirror
two
was nice.
spheres
Balance.
Dark World for Go mode.
Yep.
After like 8 for the Light World.
So yeah, quite the setup here. So it looks like GFE is going to save Skull Woods until the end, right? So it is a pendant.
Seems like it, yeah.
Because he has finished Aga, right? So you can do Skull Woods, save and quit.
Yeah.
Yep, and just be right on top of the pyramid. So he's going to be the one in GT doing the big key hunt.
Yeah, and I think I like this. I think he's doing this on purpose because, like, as you might know, it's not necessarily faster. In fact, it's almost certainly slower to like push off Skull Woods and then like lose time on a save and quit back to the top when you could just get dumped there right after GT, right?
Right.
But what he gets to do by putting it off is he gets to take on GT ahead of P-Train. That way, if it ends up being a really deep big key, P-Train's not wasting any time going to get it. GFE just covering all the tracks at once.
Yep. Using the lead that he has to even things out a little bit.
Yeah. That's one of the
like hope room, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even in that case, like you're still getting basically the best case scenario.
Right.
That's one of the things I find really interesting about co-op as well, and like routing. It's just like the time differential, how often it can play into like what you decide to do.
Right.
Like it played into the decision to split Dark World. It can play into decisions like this where you're just rushing crystals while your partner clears up their pendant dungeons so you can get GT first. Co-op AD is just so interesting, man.
It is. I love it
so much.
So do I. It's the best. All right, so we are on a dungeon rush now. Again, want to shout out our tracker today. Lady Laura Linda is doing tracking for us. Had to put up with some shenanigans from the system, but keeping things all in check for us. Really appreciate her doing the tracking for us. It's a thankless job, but I'm here to thank her. So it's also cool that trackers get their names on the league restreams too.
Yeah, I really like this new layout, by the way. I think it's a good way to kick off a new season of the league with a fresh new look.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Whoever put it together.
I think I heard it's some Fear Agent guy.
maybe.
But all said, I think this is great work. Like legitimately.
Appreciate it. Yeah, love the league, and yeah, do everything I can to help make it look as good as it can. I mean, this is literally day one. We're on day one of season 5. So buckle up. There's a lot of co-op action going to be happening for the next 7 days.
I'm looking forward to it. Like, this is my favorite week for a reason. It's just such an interesting mode to watch. Yeah.
Co-op is different than regular rando, and I think people forget that. It does take a lot of practice to get good at co-op because it goes against kind of the nature of every other race mode.
Yeah, it's just such a like the way of thinking that you have to be able to take on is very different because like you're thinking for 2 people at once now.
Yep.
And even if you're like putting heads together, it's still not necessarily the same thing, right?
Yep. All right, so what do we got here? We've got Leoria finishing up Meyer. We've got Jesse finishing up Eastern. Everyone is in go mode. GFE finishing up Turtle Rock. We'll do Hera right before he enters GT. P-Train entering Swamp. He still needs to go back to Desert and Eastern and then finish up Turtle Rock. So P-Train's got a ways to go.
Yeah, P-Train, like, surprisingly a little further behind than you'd expect compared to his teammate. I really do wonder what put him behind, like, an entire dungeon.
I wonder, yeah, I don't know. Because it felt like he was, like, neck and neck with GFE, but maybe the trip up to the mountain to do Hera and all that kind of stuff was kind of slow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could see that. Just because it takes so long to get over there. And like GFE having found the mirror first, it gets a little bit more efficient for him. I'm also curious how much maybe he just ended up doing a lot more overworld checking than GFE did.
Okay, so there is a correction. He does have Eastern and Desert done. The tracker's just being
P-Train?
slow.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so P-Train might actually be slightly ahead here.
Right. Yeah, that changes things a little bit.
I did think it was a little strange that P-Train hadn't done Eastern Palace when he had done Pod.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, tracker now cooperating. All right, so GFE just needs to finish off Hera, which will be very fast. We'll see if he wants to use the spin speed setup or that new Hera pot setup, which is pretty good.
yeah, I only saw it for myself just earlier today. That's something I need to learn. It looks really, really sleek.
Timing is no longer really an issue. You just line up the first pixel, drop the bomb, walk up and right, and then if you hold your sword, you just walk back into the bomb as it explodes, and then hook shot, and you're in. And it is so easy. It's one pixel lineup with no time restrictions. So it looks like he's going to go with the hook speed though.
Yeah, I think this new method is still kind of on its way out, at least in terms of becoming well known.
Sure.
I think it's very obscure for the time being. But once more people learn about it, probably start seeing it more in races.
Sure.
There we go. That's a good clip.
All right, so we are going to be heading into GT on GFE side, so I guess we can go with a little bit of a guessing game. Where do you think the GT Big Key is going to be today?
I think I'm not going to say number. I prefer to pick an actual location.
Perfect. I like it.
Let's go with the Double Fire Snake Room.
The Double Fire Snake Room.
Or sorry, not the Double Fire Snake Room. Just
Double
the
Fire
Snake Room. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. I was getting that confused with the Double Fire.
Because I think there's
room.
3 snakes in that room.
Yeah. But the Fire Snake Room. How about that?
Okay,
right.
That's perfect. I'm gonna say it is in Compass Room on the bottom right.
Oh baby.
Yeah, who cares about numbers? Let's go specific.
Yeah.
Get rid of this whole numbers thing.
Numbers are for cowards.
Yeah.
I say what I mean.
Call your shot, man.
Yeah. I think the GT Big Key is going to be in the left mini helmet room chest.
All right, so there's Hera finished up for GFE. And he does have Turtle Rock finished again. Apologies for the chair hacking software today. It's been a little slow, but he is in the GT. He still does need to do Skullwoods, which he'll be able to do after. No problem. So he's going to go Stalfos right, and from the looks of it, we see it's not on Bob's chest, so we're not even going to count the numbers. We're just going to say the spots. If you guess the spot, then you win.
I do like this this routing, by the way, for just being several minutes ahead the first player in GT on your team.
Yep.
You don't want to leave anything to chance with in regards to Compass Room.
Sure. I totally agree. Because normally I would do Hope Room no matter what, but I think in this situation,
and 3 keys in Southwest Room. Yeah,
it's gonna be Compass Room now. You know that, right?
There's no way there's a small key here in Hope Room too, right?
No, there's no hope. There's no key here.
Yeah. Very, very smart to do Southwest Room first there, I think. All right, you said bottom right?
Bottom right.
All right, let's see it. I'm ready.
If it's bottom left, I'm going to be very upset.
How about top right?
If it's any other chest in here.
Oh, it's here because of that small key. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Man, so close.
I mean, hey, you got closer than I did.
Yeah.
Like, that's still not bad.
All right. And that is actual full-on go mode for Missing Playoffs here. They're no longer looking for any information. It's just go. So P-Train gonna finish up Trinex here, and then we'll have that information to grab the key and then head to the right. We see Leoria in Thieves Town. She's gonna have to finish up Meyer, maybe. And it looks like Jesse's got a couple of dungeons still left to do. Yeah, Jesse's in Meyer, so he's gonna finish that up, and then he's got Desert and Hera. He has finished Eastern.
Yeah, that pod having the bow and the flute turned out to be very painful for them.
Mm-hmm.
And just no other bow anywhere else.
All right, so JP having a little bit of trouble here with his Isaacs and his gold sword. On to Landmo 2.
Could be dealing with nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
I always find myself dealing with nerves, so
100%. I mean, when you're doing league races or main tournament races or something, it's so different than just a casual pickup race or a let her race. It's week 1. Everyone's hyped for this. It's nerve-wracking for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've gone 4 seasons without making the playoffs.
I mean, hey, you feel confident enough about your chances that you call your team in the missing playoffs.
Yeah. I really hope this isn't like when Wally's team went from get good to got good,
and then went 0-14.
Oh, 14. Yep. Sometimes calling your shot like that doesn't always work out. You're missing playoffs in position to at least start 1-0. So
maybe that's their plan. Is they appreciated the irony of Wally's season 3 team so much that they decided to use that as their own strategy this time around.
Yeah. All right. On to Moldworm 2. Jesse finishing up Misery Mire as Leoria kills Blind and gets the crystal there.
Leoria down to just Skullwoods. And then she is good to go. And GFE is a couple minutes ahead of P-Train on the climb, but he also has to go back and do Skullwoods as well. Right. So they're actually going to finish pretty close if I had to guess.
Which is the goal, really. Like, my goal is always to have my partner and I finish within a minute of each other. That's my goal. It isn't always accomplished, but that's what I'm shooting for, at least. Aga 2 starts with a double. It's a blue ball there. That's always frustrating. Another blue ball. And is able to get the double there.
Pretty solid Aga 2 overall.
Land mow down for Jesse. I think he's going to be heading up now because he has finished Eastern, so he just has Hera left. GFE going to mirror here, go finish off Skullwoods, and once kills Moth, we'll be able to save and quit and just be right on top of the pyramid to kill Ganon.
I am 100% ready for this Ganon message, by the way, to be pointing to the silvers on Death Mountain.
That would be terrible, dude. Terrible.
I would hate to be in JKLOL's shoes and see that
right
in the Ganon fight.
Right. So, have you gotten a chance to look at this year's Invitational teams?
I did a while back. I haven't gotten a chance to double check it.
Okay. Off the top of your head, who's some of your favorites going into the season?
Just like favorites to win.
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. There's a decent number of pretty tough-looking teams this season. I think we have a team called, what are they? The Divine Beastie Boys, composed of Gamachu, Fear Agent, and Ramones. Pretty terrifying team. And I think, who do they share a division with? I actually don't.
Oh, it's with, are you talking about To Infinity and Pagog, maybe?
Oh,
Relkin.
It's Relkin, Humbug, and who else is on that team?
Oh gosh, I gotta pull it up. ALTTPR League, everyone.com. It's Relkin, Humbug, and Will WC.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty solid team. And can't forget the I can't remember the name of the team, but I believe Dante, Andy, and Ari have all made their own team this season as well.
Yeah, that's the Kakariko division. That's the perfect, unadulterated gaming squad, or Pugs.
Of course. Very classy team name. Yeah, definitely a very scary team as well.
Yeah. All right, GFE finishing off Skull Woods. Just needs to save and quit, and we'll be on top of the pyramid to kill Ganon. And looks to be the first one done. Petrie not very far behind, just has to kill Aga 1, or Aga 2, excuse me.
Yeah, this is maybe like 45 seconds to a minute difference.
We see Leora opening up GT as Jesse's about to kill Moldorm. So they're actually really close as well.
I'm assuming Jesse's got Eastern done.
Yeah, he does have Eastern done. And our tracker actually tracked it, but the dumb software is being dumb. So. All right, so GFE with Gold Sword in hand just needs to do 6 slashes for phase 1 and for phase 2, respectively. And on to phase 3 already, and just needs to slash Ganon as he stops teleporting. Looking to be pretty friendly. We're going to find out where the silvers are, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ganon's tower.
I'm scared. What if it's Death Mountain? Okay, yeah.
Okay. If it was the Death Mountain, would have just been
that would have been insulting.
Rude. Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, if only you sent the person with the mirror up here instead. This race would have been very different.
Yeah. But on to phase 3, we see GFE getting that torch glitch. So if you light that left torch before the other one goes out, it's the only one that will go out. And able to get some triples here. Needs 12 spins.
Pretty clean phase 4 so far from GFE. Oh. Oh, did he get the swing on that one? I think he did.
Wow. The desperation swing.
Yep.
And there it is.
There we go.
Get your GGs in chat for GFE of missing playoffs. As he's going to be the first to cross the bridge with a time of 1:22:31. GG's to him. He's really not very far behind. Gonna finish off these spins here. And JKLOL, with the knowledge of the GT Big Key, is now doing the climb.
You're gonna have to play a little careful here on 2 hearts.
2 hearts, yeah. Again, nerves playing a little bit of a factor here, probably.
For sure. And there it goes. So P-Train going to be finishing pretty close behind his teammate. Just over a minute difference. But he finishes in second place with a time of 1:23:40. Securing the victory for missing playoffs on their first step towards the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. So GG's
to them. And maybe we can try to get them in here for an interview.
Yeah, would love to talk to these guys.
I want to talk about that light world. I want to see what that means.
Yeah. All right, so as we wait for them, we do have another race coming up tonight on this channel, actually, at 11:10 Eastern, which is in about 30 minutes. We have Beats from the East with Moogle Charm and Homemade Beer, being Beats from East, versus WJP DTB with In the Name of DT and JP, our Brewers fan JP going there. That's a spicy matchup, Megawatt. That's a really spicy one. So don't want to leave this channel.
Yeah, that's a great matchup, I think. And also, we are joined by our winners today, P-Train and GFE. GG's, you two.
GG's.
Easy seed, right? Easy seed.
I may have some explaining to do about some things.
Go for it.
I'd like to hard apologize for that opening route because normally our opening is P-Train does North Cat, and I come from the south after at Houlihan, and then you open Link's house and there's flippers. So I was just like, what do I do now? P-Train told me to hard reset. I was like, no, I guess not.
We were wondering because you kind of were just like standing around, kind of not really doing anything. We're like, what is going on here? But that makes sense.
I started to go south for the Houlihan, and then, like, I remembered I just got flippers. And then, of course, I get 1 out of 6 on the 50-50s.
Right.
Like, come on, game. But no, that whole opening sequence, like the entire light world, that was
the light world
so
was
trash.
Very stupid. Fear and I were counting the spheres in that light world, and I think it ended up being like 7 or 8, and then Dark World ended up being 2. It was ridiculous. Like, you had the flippers leading to the lamp, leading to the glove, leading to the boots, leading to the hook shot, leading to the book, leading to the pearl.
Yeah.
So
disgusting.
The big difference, and I'm not sure if you guys have talked with the other team or not, but you guys got the information in pod with the bow and the flute there. Obviously, that was their go mode, which they last locationed. So just talk to us a little bit about post Dark World and kind of how you planned on splitting it up and how it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mentioned probably about the time GFE was checking Hype Cave that up until that point, probably the most troll sequence was me having to go all the way to Eastern for the glove. Like, that felt like way out of my way for something that I may not even like immediately need. But like, I don't know. I felt like we had a really good spread, you know, like even me clearing pod, like finding the bow and pod. Even when GFE found the hammer, it's like, oh, well, you could have single dip pod, but also, you know, you don't have the knowledge that there is a boat in pod.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I felt like we had really good coverage over the map. Like GFE was finding stuff just in time to give me something to do.
Right.
I wasn't just kind of like waffling around trying to figure out like, oh, I guess I'll check this. Like I felt like I was always moving with the purpose. Either I was getting something that GFE found, or I was clearing a dungeon.
Right. I think that what happened with JKLOL is Jesse did Aga early, so he was in the Dark World way before Leoria was, and got that hammer. So she rushed the hammer once she finished Aga, which makes sense. But that just put Pod off. And with the other bow being in GT, they just kind of didn't have a way back after that.
Oh, I didn't even read where the silvers were, to be honest. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm not sure. I guess it depends how you route the light world together. But I would find it hard to be doing it at similar times.
Well,
this one.
We actually, if you go back and watch this, you might want to skip the first 20 minutes because Megawatt and I don't love your guys' opening route compared to JKLOL.
I didn't love our opening route.
The way it worked out with them, you know, honestly, finding the hammer before the opportunity for her to go to Pod just did not work out in their favor with Pod having the bow there. So,
honestly, when I first saw how far back they were at the end, I thought maybe they'd taken the gamble that second Skullwoods item was in the back. Because if you do front first, like, do you really want to go to the big key chest? But if you don't, then hammer is going to be super late.
No, I think Jesse he got the big key first. So,
okay.
Yeah. We do have Leoria killing Ganon here, so get your GGs in chat for Leoria as she gets ready to cross that bridge, and she will finish in third place with a time of 1:29.31, and Jesse is not too far behind, already on to phase 4. Just needs a couple of more spins. So, I mean, how you guys feeling? Starting off, with a win, ruining your chances for missing the playoffs.
You're trying to get our hopes up here, and I don't appreciate it.
Like, it feels better than the last couple times. We tend to start off weak and then end strong. So this season we figured we'd mix it up, start off strong and then end weak, probably.
Yeah. All right. So we got Jesse finishing up Ganon here as well, and he finishes with a time of 1:30.13. Get your GGs in chat for Jesse and JKLOL as they finish up this seed, and we got Lyra in the waiting room. I'm sure we'll get Jesse as well, so we're going to talk to them as well. I mean, then just tell me before they come in here the thought about the name change from 4 seasons of Sphere Affinity to missing playoffs.
I mean, I think it's a little self-explanatory. But no, I mean, Sphere Affinity was P-Train's brainchild. Like, I had some dumb, memey ideas in the past, but we stuck with a more serious name. And, you know, playing through 4 seasons of this, and, like, we're good enough that, you know, you'd think we've been in playoffs once or twice. But no, like, first season, we missed it on the very last race against, next to last race. I forgot who P-Train was racing. Second season, I felt like we had a real good chance with the division we were in, and then we just totally botched it. Like, I did some really dumb things, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a curse. Third season was just a tough group to begin with, and then I don't even remember season 4.
Well, we'll get back to the history of Sphere Affinity in a minute. We are joined by Leoria and Jesse Radical Sniper 99. GG's to you too.
GG's you too.
GG's guys.
I mean, it comes down to we'd like to hear your thoughts on the opening, as we talked with Missing Playoffs about that ridiculous opening, but it really came down to
we
finding the hammer, right? That almost
that was the thing.
Finding the hammer kind of cursed you there.
Yeah, that was the thing. You know, I said early, I was like, I'm just going to go do Aga. The seed's sniffing I'm smelling Aga right now. I'm gonna go and do it. And I get the Master Sword off of Pyramid. I'm like, this is fine. Thinking something's gonna show up. And in the meantime, Leo's just been putting the pieces together. And as soon as we get the hook shot in the glove, and do what we could, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna bail. I'm gonna start hitting West Dark World. Leo knows she needs to hit Aga. I can hit more checks by going that way. And I get Hammer, and she's just finishing the climb. Like, where are you gonna go? Like, there's no way you dip Pod, and then we just get every dungeon to do besides Pod. Like, why would you ever go back to Palace of Darkness?
Right. You guys really needed that other bow to be not GT or Mimic Cave. Those were the two spots.
Yeah.
Could be in.
Dude, Mimic Cave had me stressed for a while.
Yeah.
That was the thing. She was like, oh, I'm just going to go up the mountain. I'm like, I'm going to go to ice. And then I get the mirror and she gets the fire on. It's like, she's in TR and Leo goes, oh, I don't have the mirror.
Yeah.
That's okay. Mimic Cave just doesn't exist.
Where was Powder, by the way?
Yeah, that.
Bowlock
The
Pond.
ledge chest in Pod.
I walked by it. No.
P-Train got it before Bo. Dude with his cheat.
I hovered the Bowlock side.
I almost mimic clipped it, and then I was like, wait, no, we're looking just for Bo. Why am I gonna mimic clip? Just go to the back, forehead. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
That's alright. I went to Bowlock side twice, despite having knowledge of the bow.
I skipped Bowlock side by hammer yumping for my big key.
Nice.
Yeah, Pod was rough for both GFE and myself. So GFE had some issues thinking he had a bow and trying to like figure out the key logic, like not realizing, because I didn't really give him a whole lot of help with key logic. I told him where items were, but not really keys. And then I had to double dip Pod. I did Pod right after Aga. And then on my way back, the way I had spent keys and the big key was in the dark maze, so I ended up burning a small key to go to the dark maze. So in my second trip, I never got the small key out of the Stalfos basement. So I actually went to Helma without a small key, or tried to at least. So I had to mirror. Luckily, I had the mirror by that point, so I was able to mirror. But I felt pretty dumb. So just little mistakes like that. GFE, and I don't know if GFE was on full tilt, but I was about on full tilt.
I was pretty
some
tilted.
things that was happening.
Like my pod thing, like P-Train was rushing onto Dark World to get the hammer, so Magic Bat never really got checked. And so I didn't know if I needed powder at that point. And I didn't. I mean, you don't want to leave it in Pod, because Pod's so stupid to get back to. And so I just felt like I had to get it. And mentally, I was kind of messed up at that point. And just some random execution errors. And I was convinced the dead rocks were on JKLOL and just laughing at me constantly. Because it was bad to see.
They weren't kind. They were not kind.
Yeah. JKLOL, let me ask you this. What did you think about that opening sequence? Because as we mentioned with Missing Playoffs, Megawatt, how many spheres was it?
I think it turned out to be 7 in the end, all the way to the Pearl.
Oh,
So
really?
just tell us your thoughts, yeah.
Okay, so wait. The lamp and the sword were available. Lamp gives you the glove, which gives you
Flippers first.
Flippers
flippers
first.
to the lamp, to the glove, to the boots, to the hook shot, to the book, to the... Yeah, that is 7 spheres deep. Oh my gosh.
God.
Was Cat
Words that I shouldn't
worthless?
say on
That's
SpeedGaming.
That's not even Dark World. That's not even like straight up Dark World. That's to kill Aga.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Jack
with
did
the
give you the cape, but
but-
there were
but you
also
had
2
Master
available
Sword.
swords, so it
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
Yeah, I was so happy when I got that 3rd sword out of Thieves, because I took those flippers and went straight to Zora. I was like, I'm going to do something off the wall tonight, just to go for it. And, Leo tells me, oh, there's a sword on Zora. And I'm like, well, I don't know if we're going to... And then, luckily, Thieves Town bailed me. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, P-Train was happy to find that other sword also. I went to Zora with
But then I also
exactly
felt dumb
500.
because I went so far out of my way for a useless Houlihan play.
Actually, I was 100% prepared to Houlihan. Like when I got boots off the mountain. I was convinced I was just going to find Moon Pearl and Bonk Rock, so I was going to grab Moon Pearl and then Hula Hand because I had 0 rupees. I had nothing for pot.
Right. You had exactly 500 when you checked Zora.
Yeah, so I was going to Hula Hand straight into Aga, and then I opened Bonk Rocks, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, boots on old man to hookshot here. This is so dumb.
Yeah, it was not. It was not a fun opening sequence, but at the same time, like ridiculously fun.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Because you're doing
how else
co-op.
are you gonna have it that deep, right?
Yeah, if this was solo, this would have been terrible. I can only
Oh, it would have
imagine.
been awful.
It's just crazy because you got to do all of those layers to do Aga to then get the hook or the hammer in Skullwoods and the other glove in the Hype Cave. So pretty rough. So when is game number 2 against for you two?
Saturday, I believe. I'm not certain on the time.
Saturday
Friday.
at
Saturday.
2:33.
3:10. 3:10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3:10.
And
3
it's
o'clock.
Kazin and I versus P-Train and Sabo.
Yep, so I just get to get my popcorn and sit back and
I can relax the rest of the week. I've got a different tourney to finish a race with, and then I guess I'll start preparing a bit for Invrosia.
Yep, same.
Megawatt, you got any questions?
Nothing else that we haven't already discussed.
Okay.
But I guess
I can't wait to go back and hear y'all talk smack about the opening round.
Yeah,
right?
I'm interested to see what JKLOL did because
they routed it
Yeah.
very well compared to missing playoffs. I'll just say that.
I
Our
will
co-op
take that compliment and run with it.
Our call communication's on point. That's the other things that we're, still. We realize this is going to be a trial by fire season for us.
Like I said,
Yeah.
when your traditional opening route is Hula Hand to South Cac, when you get flippers in Link's house, it doesn't work out well.
Yeah. All right. Well, GG's to both teams, and good luck in the next race as well as the rest of the season. Excited to see missing playoffs once again. Miss the playoffs and JKLOL, ALOL. Show why they're in the Invitational. It's gonna be fun.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks
the restream and everything. So
thanks
Yeah,
for putting on a
thanks.
wonderful race.
Thanks for a tracker. Only see Lady Laura Linda around. I
Yeah,
don't
she
know if
did
she
it
was
all.
solo.
Yeah, she did it all, and
Oh,
we had
wow,
some
what a
tracker
beast.
issues.
Wow.
She was all over it. So huge shout out to our tracker, Lady Laura Linda. Make sure you follow our runners, and stick around on this channel because coming up right after this, in just about 20 minutes, we've got another hype race with Beats from the East versus WJP DDP. So Lumaga and Willard will be on the comms. I got Iker and Royale with Cheese doing the tracking, and you don't want to miss it. And then the rest of the week, we're just getting started. We've got lots of invitational and open co-op action coming at you all week long. So Megawatt, thank you so much for doing this. I love when I get a chance to come with you, man.
Absolutely, man. I had a lot of fun, so I hope you did too.
Oh, ton of fun. We got to do more of these. So again, stick around on this channel, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.